Hey guys, today I'm going to be making a video that's a little bit different than most other videos on my channel, but I think it's really important and should be talked about. So, if you've ever had to keep an aquarium, you've almost definitely struggled with algae. Algae is a type of plant that'll grow on the side of your glass, it'll grow on your plants, it'll grow on your rocks. There's really nothing it doesn't grow on. And as you see on the screen, it can even grow in your water. Now the tank that you just saw on the screen is the same exact tank that you're looking at right now. It could be hard to believe, but I was able to cure my extremely horrible algae problem without using any chemicals at all. This right here is API Algae Fix. Let's take a look at the packaging. It says controls algae growth, keeps aquariums clean and clear, works fast. So if you're a beginner and you're struggling with algae and you see this in the aisle, it's kind of a no-brainer to get. But I'm here to tell you about how dangerous it is. So I'm going to tell you guys my story using API Algae Fix. And around 2017 to 2018, I was struggling with algae in my 20-gallon aquarium. I put some of this stuff in here and I used 1/10 the recommended amount. So in the back it says the recommended amount for how many gallons of water. I used less than a drop. I used basically nothing. And it still killed all my fish. That's how potent and powerful this stuff is, guys. I'm not the only one who's experienced this either. When you look at the reviews online for this API Algae Fix, a lot of people complain it killed their plants, it killed their snails, it killed their shrimp. Basically nothing the stuff doesn't kill. Although I did have a bristlenose pleco survive this stuff, but if you're not in the know, bristlenose pleco and really any pleco are extremely resilient. Okay, so when we take a look at the back, you see you got the directions about how much to use. And then I want you guys to read this. You know, the caution and whatnot. This is really the best thing to read. Just shows you everything you need to know. If swallowed, call poison control center. All this stuff about, you know, going to the doctor's office and if it's in your eyes and all this stuff, how dangerous it can be. So I want to ask you guys a question, you know, do you really think you should be putting this in your aquarium if it can basically kill you? So the stuff is poison, and yes, it does kill the algae. When I put it in my aquarium, in less than an hour, all the algae was dead. But in less than 5 hours, all the fish were dead too, except for that one bristlenose pleco. Okay, so now that you know how bad that algae is, I'm going to teach you guys the right way to handle algae. I already made a video about handling algae. It's going to be in the top right corner, and then I'd suggest you click on it if you're struggling with algae and you're a beginner or you're inexperienced, because I made it really easy to understand if you've never kept an aquarium before. I'm not saying to avoid API, I'm saying to avoid Algae Fix. API makes a lot of great products. I like their root tabs, I like their quick start. I use this tap water conditioner every single week when I do a water change. So they have a lot of good products, but I really just advise against getting Algae Fix from any brand. API is the one I showed in this video, but I don't like algae chemicals in general. I think they all have pretty similar outcomes. I've looked at the reviews of multiple companies' Algae Fix, and a lot of them have similar complaints about it killing their fish. Another thing you could do is use a UV sterilizer. I used one of those a few years ago when my water was green. It drastically helped. And I feel like that's a pretty uncommon way of getting rid of algae. I haven't heard too much about UV sterilizers on the internet, but they are 100% safe and they're really effective. Okay, well, this was a little bit of a different video than I normally make. I tried to keep it as short as I could while still explaining everything. If you're a beginner and you have any questions about getting rid of your algae, you can put it in the comments. I will get back to you. And thanks for watching. Have a nice day.